Hi, Arthur Zagre. Hey, mate, it's Aussie Villain. Good, thanks, mate. Good. Listen, I just saw we're playing you guys this weekend. Yeah. Hey, listen, remember how I made you as a player and you owe me everything? I was wondering if maybe you could just make a few costly mistakes for us this weekend. Exactly. I sold you to them because you weren't good enough, so I'll be expecting some mistakes. Hello? Hi guys, I'm Aussie Villain. Welcome to Season 7, Episode 6 of the First Star Challenge with Leeds United as we look to win the Champions League with the club for the first time. And today we're going to put the Champions League to one side. We're focusing on the league with games against Arthur Zagre and Manchester City before we face Liverpool in the Premier League. Two massive games, those ones. But I thought we'd start by having a quick look at the club dynamics. We haven't had an update on this in a little while. You can see generally things are doing quite well. We've got two players with some issues. Abel's Ruiz wants to go out on loan. I forget why he has that request now, but anyway, he does. And Catrian is disappointed he wasn't able to join Tenerife. I did have him transfer listed for a while just to see if we can cash in on him. I've taken him off the transfer list now. I should probably take him back off surplus to requirements. But we're going to try and cash in on him. We paid 10 grand for him. He's worth almost 10 million now, so it's probably time. So that is the hierarchy. If we click here, we can see that it's Phillips, Onana, and Haaland are the team leaders. A number of highly influential players. It's a really good-looking pyramid, actually, isn't it? It does kind of just branch out nicely for us. We're looking at players who everybody seems to support me, so that's obviously a massive bonus. But really, what we've done at Leeds United, you think that they should be supporting us. And the social groups as well don't look too bad. It's just Dupi and De Stefano, who are sort of new to the club, haven't found their spot yet. But generally speaking, we've got two core groups. Ideally, they'll come together at some point. But it's not too bad. We've got team leaders in each of them, so I think that's all looking relatively good. We've got 3 games to catch you up on since last episode, so let's get to that. First up, it was Blackburn in the league. We took an early lead thanks to Ansu Fati, and he doubled our lead when Renier slipped him in behind the defence. Before Ilex Mariba added a third before half-time. Fati completed his hat-trick in the 67th minute, before Nathan Wood got a 5th in stoppage time. So there we go, a really good performance, 5-0 over Blackburn Rovers. Fati with a hat-trick, and we used him as the space invader, the Rumentor role, playing in from the left, and absolutely looked really great in that position. Mariba and Wood with a goal in stoppage time there to cap it off for us. Just a really good performance, to be honest, really good. Next up, we played Norwich. John Suter gave us an early lead, but Norwich pegged us back with a good goal on the break. Suter headed us back in front before half-time, before Rafael Leao showed a good touch to secure the points in the second half. So again, a good performance from us. Suter with a double and Leao wrapped it up for us late on. They scored a really good goal on the break, but other than that, they really didn't threaten us too much at all. You can see their goalkeeper was one of the best players on the park. Well, for them, he was the best player on the park. So a strong performance, a good win. Again, we went with the Rumentor. This time we had Abel Ruiz playing in from the left. He was less successful, but still, it looks as though it's a role, it's a formation that we might be able to have some success with. The final game to catch you up on was in the Champions League. It was Lazio away. Of course, we just needed a point to guarantee we topped the group. We took the lead when Turpey crossed for Under, and De Stefano crossed for Leao to double our lead. Lazio pulled one back immediately, and then took a point in stoppage time. So a little bit of a case of 2-0 up and stuffed it up, this one. Good goal from Under. Leao went 2-0 up. They pulled one back almost immediately. And to be honest, in the last 5 minutes, it was one of those things where they were going to score. They just seemed like there was nothing I could do. We've all seen games like that. It just seemed an inevitability. And then in the 92nd minute, they did get the equaliser. So it's a bit of a pain in the backside not to win it with the 2-goal lead. You can see we had some, Catrian played in defence for us in this one. We gave Luis a game off the bench. It wasn't our strongest team, but still from 2-0 up, you'd like to think that we could have got the win. But anyway, it doesn't really matter too much, except for the money, obviously, that you get for between winning and drawing. But it was all we needed to make sure we topped the group. So we have topped the group, which is fantastic. It's Barcelona and Lazio and Hoffenheim all still battling it out for that second spot. Part of it makes me think if we can beat Barcelona, maybe we can get them knocked out of the Champions League. And that would be a nice little bonus for us early on here, wouldn't it? But the league table, you can see we are 4 points clear of Liverpool. We're a little bit further than that ahead of Manchester City, who are having a better year. But it's surprisingly, there seems to be 3 teams breaking away, and the third of them is Wolves, which I don't think any of us saw coming, though they were decent enough last year. So 2 big games. Let's get to the Manchester City one, though, and see exactly what we're doing here. We are at home. We are the favourites. Decent record against them historically, 7 wins, 2 draws, and just the 5 defeats. We're up against an Ernesto Valverde coached team. We can see him there. There we go. Decent man manager. Otherwise, motivating's not the best, and he's sort of good without being great, perhaps. An adventurous standard playing style. We are expecting them to come out in this sort of formation with Arthur Zagre, our old left back, who we of course sold to Manchester City this past summer. We are expecting him to start. So hopefully, had a little word. We'll see if he can sort of just let us in down that right hand side there. But they do like to attack down the wings, as we can see their positional heat map. They're a little bit all over the shop. Tight in midfield, but certainly their defense, they do like to get forward. You can see their passing network and their key passes as well. And this is the team that we're sending out. Now, we do obviously have to keep half an eye on Liverpool. But we've got to make sure we win this game as well. So Nana in goal. It's Pomgrenich and Wood as the defensive duo. Pellegrino, who's been an absolute revelation down the right side. He continues there with Miranda on the left. Phillips sits in front of the back 2 with Mania, and Mariba in midfield. It's Renier as the number 10. Fati out here as the Romantur, or whatever that name is, the Space Invader. He's going to hopefully cut in with Haaland up top. We're going to try him as a pressing forward, see if we can get some goals out of this trio in this sort of weird setup that we have now. So there we go, so we can see the way that they are lining up. It's pretty much as expected. They do still have a really good team. And we don't have Zagre. They must have got word of that we had a word to him, because he's not even in the not even on the bench. So there we go. Unfortunately, we will not be seeing Arthur Zagre today. Jardem, do it for the fans. Let's give it a nice bit of passionate. We're on a decent run. Keep it going, boys. Some calm, we have faith. And let's hope, Haaland, mate. Goals, please. Goals. And here we go. This is Manchester City. It's one of these where, they're doing better this year than they have done previously, but they're still a good team. They still have good players, but they're perhaps not the Manchester City that we and fear in real life. But it's just like a mental block there that, that's going to be a tough game for us. Here we go with Miranda linking up with Fati. Can he get across into the box? He's gone a long way here, Miranda. Maybe slightly selfish. He had Haaland there just waiting for a ball back across the 6-yard box, but it wasn't to be. And here we go with a set piece. Renier. It's decent. It's Haaland. He's there. Haaland! Sticks it in. Only his 2nd goal of the season. Some poor marking from the set piece there by Manchester City. But that's not our problem. Erling Haaland has only his 2nd goal of the season. He's really struggled this year. But from a tight angle, that's a really good finish. As I said, shocking marking by Manchester City, but that's not our problem. 1-0 to Leeds United. And now we've got work to do defending a set piece of theirs. Can we... Oh, it's offside, surely. Yeah, the guy that is at Palacios, that tucked it in. He's someone we have looked at signing, actually. He's a very good player, but he's on £1 million a week. Not literally, but he's on way too much money. Yeah, they're all offside. And to make it worse, he's actually played at the ball as well. All right, from the free kick, it looks like we do come straight back. Now, can we, while their spirits are deflated... nick a second here. Here we go with Pellegrino. Can he beat his man? He does with a pass. Nice ball there for Haaland. Back to Mariba. This is good link up. Here we go with Renier again. Renier runs at the defence. Can he slip a ball? And he can. Haaland's there. Oh. He's missed a sitter. And Erling Haaland, he struggles in front of goal. They just seem like they're going to continue here a little bit. Yes, he has one, but that was an absolute sitter. And Renier did so well to make the space for him as well. And he just couldn't find the back of the net. Here we go with a corner. Calvin Phillips to knock it in. It's decent. It's there. Oh, it's poor defending again. It's there. And Nathan Wood makes them pay for it. This Manchester City defence from a set piece reminds me of Barletown, I'll be honest, if you're watching the Barletown series. They're an absolute shambles right now from a set piece. And we are making them pay. They just couldn't get it clear. Nathan Wood does what Erling Haaland couldn't do and tuck away into essentially an empty net. But there we go, 2-0. Again, we really struggle with possession. But as long as we're creating chances and we're limiting the opposition chances, I really don't think it matters. It just doesn't look good. But there we go. Excellent stuff. 2-0 at the break. A nice assertive, don't get complacent. Calvin Phillips, don't get yourself sent off, please. And I think we can get back out there. And be pretty happy with that as a first half worth of work. Fatty's not having the best game out there on the left. We do have Under we could bring on. Fatty, his attributes seem to think, well, from what I imagine that the Space Invader role is, to me he seems to be perfect, because he can dribble, he can cross, he can finish, he's got good vision, he can pass. He should be able to be really dangerous out there. There's a good header from Miranda to Fatty. Let's see what he can do here. He's got 3 men on him. Challenge accepted. Go on, Fatty. Well, he takes them all out of the game, more or less. Just keeps possession, though, which is fine in that situation. He has another chance here, though. Calvin Phillips, back there for Mania. Maybe try the other side, guys. Just try the right-hand side. Yeah, Phillips, that way. Yeah, the way you're facing, mate. There's no one out there. Look at it. There we go. There it is for Pellegrino. Can he get across into the box? He cuts in past one. He goes himself. Can he square it back? Oh, you've got to square it back. Haaland's there. The goalkeeper made it easy for him. But Pellegrino, mate, you've got to be less selfish there and just pull that back. But there we go. It is 3-0 now. We're running away with this. Haaland has himself a double. And that is perhaps almost as important as the 3 points here. Look at this. You've got to square that back, my son. It was so selfish. Luckily for us, Edison did the job for him. But there we go. There we go. He'll learn. It's Calvin Phillips now with a corner. We've got Mania. Oh, it's Mariba, sorry, just over the bar. Now, of course, Haaland on a hat-trick. It could be a real good confidence boost for him if he could net a hat-trick against Manchester City. That would be a good thing. Of course, this is the Haaland derby, isn't it? The 2 teams in England that his dad played for. I think, well, the 2 main ones anyway. So, I wonder if we want to make a change here. I'm wondering if Vervaeke could work. He doesn't have the problem with Vervaeke is playing as the Roman tourist, and he doesn't have the finishing. But he certainly has everything else. Let's see what we can do here. Mariba, back to Phillips. Mania. In there for Mariba. Back to Phillips. Mania. Renia. It's like a Sesame School class there. And who's there? Oh, Fatty did really, really well. He did what Pellegrino should have done. Squared it to Haaland. And unfortunately, we just couldn't quite make the most of it. Pongranich lumps one forward. Fatty wins the header. Fatty is shockingly good in the air. Surprisingly good. Here we go with Mariba space to run into. He's got Pellegrino out on his right. He doesn't use him and he gets tackled away. And, oh, what a cracking header that was by Pongranich. Towering stuff. Phillips now has the ball in midfield. It's becoming a bit of a long old scrappy highlight. There's so much space for us through the middle of the park, isn't there? They're an absolute shambles defensively, Manchester City. They're far too open. Fatty back to Miranda. Can Miranda, he goes into the box. He pulls it back. It's Pellegrino. It's in there for Haaland. Oh, he can't tuck away the hat-trick. Pellegrino again. It's still there. Haaland back to Pellegrino. And it's offside somebody there, I'm going to say. And that will do it for the highlight. Do we need to make any changes here? We have Alina coming back from injury. It might be a good opportunity to get him on. So let's get him on in place of Renia. Okay, we'll try him as a trequartista, see how he goes. And let's keep everybody else fresh, actually, I think. Yeah. I'm tempted with Calvin Phillips on the booking just to maybe look to protect him a little bit, but it should be. I mean, even if he gets sent off at this point, it's not going to affect the game. It's just this, suspension it would generate. Here we go into stoppage time. Can we get a fourth? Fatty is there. Goes back to Calvin Phillips. Good ball there to find Miranda in space. Looks like City. Oh, he's rode the tackle. Haaland's there for the hat trick. Oh, and he's missed it. But there we go. A really, really good 3-0 win over Manchester City. Comfortable as you like. They barely threatened us. This really is it's a shadow of the Manchester City that started the series, isn't it? We're going to have to say, don't let that go to your heads, boys. But that was quite good. Quality of possession provides victory. I think we had the ball for about 3 minutes overall, and we scored 3 goals with it. We just don't grab possession with this formation, but as long as we're scoring the goals, I, for one, do not care. Guys, wait right there. We'll be right back to face Liverpool. We're off to Anfield. Okay, welcome back. Now, we're about to face Liverpool, but as you can see here, we have got the draw for the FA Cup third round. We are at home to Crystal Palace of the Championship. You can see that they're sitting 8th in the Sky Bet Championship right now, so just outside the playoffs. So not the easiest game, but at home to a team not in the Premier League. Well, to be honest, at home to anybody at this point in our development, you'd think we could get the result done. So I'd like to think we'll get into the fourth round there, but we can't take it for granted, obviously. But that's the FA Cup third round tie done. We are, as I said, about to face Liverpool, though. We do historically have a terrible record against them, but we are just starting to show ourselves to be their equals at times. We beat them, of course, 3-0, didn't we, last season? But 13 defeats, 1 draw, and 3 wins. Is not good enough, I would say. You can see there it's very much first versus second, a 4-point gap between the two of us. And it's one of these where a draw away from home here would be a quite stunning result for us. Jurgen Klopp is still their manager. He's still a very, very good manager at that. An attacking, direct playing style. This is an analysis report. We're expecting them to come out and play as they usually do against us. Sometimes they go with a DM, not a number 10. But at home, I think they're going to go with the number 10. Positional heat map there we can see high up the pitch. A little bit spread out, perhaps, especially in midfield. Again, maybe that Rumentur, just a little bit of space in there for him to find. Actually, we should probably be looking to go this side. If they've got someone sitting deeper there, we should probably really be looking to go on this side. But I can never figure out if this is left or right. If we're attacking this way, to be the left-hand side, which is where we have Fatih anyway. Anyway, that's their passing network. And their key passes tend to be from inside their own half, but... Well, their attacking half, I should say, but, you know, they do sort of go from anywhere, usually out to in, but also in to out. Yeah, it's a tough one. They're a good team, aren't they? This is a team we're sending out. It's more or less the same 11. It's Onana in goal, Pomgranic and Wood. It's Miranda down the left, Palazzinho down the right, Phillips blocking in front of those back two, Mania and Mariba in midfield, Renier as the number 10, Fatih cutting in from the left, and Haaland continuing, hopefully, to bang in some goals up front. And they have indeed gone with the DM. So there we go. They're chickening out a little bit against us here. But let's see what we can do. They are an aging team now. The likes of Salah, you know, he's not a spring chicken anymore. What do you want to say here? Tell them to go there and prove a point. A little bit of passion. Go out there, give the fans their money's worth. Just go out there and impress me again, boys. You did really, really well against Manchester City. Let's see if we can make it 2 for 2 in the episode. And here we go at Anfield. And like I say, if we get a draw out of this, fantastic. If we can get a win, even better. Mo Salah, how old is he now? He is 33. So, I mean, still freaking good for a 33-year-old. Jesus. So never mind that. He's still a very, very dangerous player for us. But, yeah, I'd like to think that, you know, if we can come away with anything from this, it's a massive result. Even if we lose, I mean, we're still going to be top of the league. And sort of crossing Liverpool away off the fixture schedule is not a bad place to be when you're still top. Here we go now. Playing out from the back. Pomgranic in for Calvin Phillips. Phillips looks there for, he does find as well, Palazzinho, cuts in field. He's looking there for, oh, it's not the best. We've got 2 men forward. Salah goes past Pomgranic. Wood comes over. There's a man in the middle. It's Harry Kane. It's not like he's going to finish. Oh, he's missed it. Oh, what a miss by Harry Kane. How old is he? He's still young, isn't he? 32. So they are an aging team. You know, they're going to be coming towards the end of this particular team cycle. So you never know. Maybe we can, with younger legs, overrun them here. We haven't seen too much from ourselves, though, have we? So that's not ideal. It's been not the best first half in terms of highlights. Rennie is not having a fantastic game in there either. I'm going to say I'm not pleased with that, boys. I'm not going to yell at you, but I'm not angry. I'm disappointed. Let's perhaps say that. Now, one thing I'm wondering is if we do just take it off, exploit the middle. Otherwise, I think we keep going. We do have Doopy to bring on with Palazzinho on a booking. We'll give it a little bit of time in this second half, but he's not playing particularly well out there in any case, Palazzinho. So I'm thinking maybe that might be a good change to make. Doopy gives us a little bit more physical presence as well. Yeah. It's not quite going to plan, is it? Here we go, a Liverpool highlight now. Can we press them high up the pitch here and win this back? Or are they going to launch it and hit us on the break here? Arsenal's taking the lead against Wolves. Wolves, of course, are still sitting up there third in the league. And they've equalised 1-1. So they're a good team as well, Wolves, clearly. But let's worry about our game just now. Salah with the ball. Can we get to that? No, we cannot. There's a man over here. What's going on there? Onana, as Doopy gets back eventually, makes the clearance. They're pinging it around a little bit here. I don't like where this is headed. Ball in. It's headed. Oh, it's a cracking header. But there's nothing we could really do about that, it felt like. Let's give it a show some passion. We've still got half an hour to play here. But it might be a case now of we need to have a bit of a rethink about what we're doing here. Yeah, we just kind of let him run in, didn't we? A frustrating one, that one. It's not going well, though. We're not playing well. It's not going well. So let's try maybe pass it into space. I'm wondering if we switch these guys over. If we try that, I'll edit this out. I'll make the changes and I'll come back. Okay, so what we've done, we've just basically switched them over. So we'll try the strikers sort of more on the left-hand side and Fati cutting in from the right. And if he's not having a great game, we have Under who can play out there. And we also have Liao we could bring on. And maybe I'm thinking, look to go 2 up top and take Renier off, who's not had a great game. We'll give this a little bit of time and see if we get any sort of reaction from it. It doesn't look particularly like we have. So let's bring Under on for Fati. And I'm going to say, do we bring Di Stefano on? No, let's bring on Liao. We'll make that change and then we'll go into tactics and go 2 up top. And we'll go Liao as a complete forward, perhaps. See if we get any sort of love from this sort of weird formation that we have going here. Come on, boys, concentrate. Concentrate. Let's go more direct. Let's play for set pieces because it's better than nothing. Let's counter press them. Let's high line it. Get stuck in. Throw everything at them. Maybe don't pass into space. If we're going direct, we probably should hit early crosses and just see what we can do. Is there something in this game for us? We've got a corner to defend. If we win the header, go up the other end and score. Liao wins the header. Unfortunately, we don't go up the other end and score though. They make them go back. Come on, boys. Press them. There we go. Under pounces. Here's just a moment. We've got men forward with him. Come on, Under. I beg of you, Under. Stick it away, son. Oh, he's done it. He's done it. In stoppage time, or in the last minutes of the second, the regular 90 minutes. There it is. Got there in the end. Under has pounced. And he has got the equalising goal. It's a terrible mistake from Robinson. But Under, with all the time in the world to stop and think about it, and he's put it through the keeper's legs. Calm as you like, Under. Well done. 3rd goal of the season for him. And have we just rescued this in stoppage time? We should probably just change a little bit of the way we're playing here. What we probably want to do is not do that. We might just, we'll keep getting stuck in, but we might just want to be a little bit more cautious there. But we've gone and I think we have, yes it is, we've rescued the point late on a 90th minute equaliser by Under, and that could be absolutely priceless in the way that this season plays out. It wasn't a good performance, of course it wasn't, but the performance in a way doesn't matter in that one because we've got the result. A massive goal from Under. I'm really impressed by that. Not just winning it back, but then having the composure to run 50 yards and then stick it away as well. That is just really good stuff. And if you have a look at what that means for the league table, we maintain that 4-point lead. We've gone to Liverpool, and now it starts to look very nice for us indeed, doesn't it? That's it for today, though, guys. If you have enjoyed that, please do hit thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you are new. And I think what we'll do is we'll come back. The Champions League is done. We're top of the group. But I'm wondering if maybe we come back for a Chelsea doubleheader away in the league, and they're a good team, although be it they've had a bit of a slow start, and then an EFL Cup quarter-final. I'm thinking that might be the biggest 2 games there with sort of stuff to play for, given, as I said, that the Barcelona game effectively means nothing. We've already topped the group. So that'll be for next time, guys. Until then, I've been Aussie Villain. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.